What's up, everybody? Back at you. Comic book haul um, from February. Yeah, I got a. I mean, it was almost like every weekend in February was comic hunting, but definitely paid off. And I was kind of on the hunt because well, I'm always on the hunt. But I got the ShoreCon coming up. A little bit more information at the end. I'm setting up. It's this Saturday, March 28th in Guilford, Connecticut. Flyer, I will flyer it. If you're local, Connecticut, maybe the New York area, New Jersey area, you feel like coming down. First time for this show. It's going to be over 30 dealers, uh, 8-foot tables each, or maybe some have multiple tables. But yeah, come on down. It's 10 to 2. Give a new con a shot. All right. Enough of that. Let's get to the February hauls. This is 3 spots. Shop the Curiosity, their indoor flea market. Where's my note? Note. Market Street Creations. First time I was there, they had a mini con. That was a cool new vendor, or relatively new vendor spot. When we get to each in the hall, each spot I hit in the hall, I'll tell you a little bit more. No videos. I got plenty of photos though. And then we're going to wrap up with shops at the new, well, it's not new, shops at New Hartford. Another converted warehouse, old factory that's a vendor market. We'll get to that too. Okay, let's start. Shop the Curiosity. All right, that's the one in Newtown. Second time going. I missed the one this month in March. But I had really good luck. This was the one that was at the Fairfield Hills Hospital, the old mental semi-famous or world famous or some kind of famous. There's a video I did on that. But yeah, I went back. They had it again in that spot in the grounds of the old mental hospital. And so let's get to what I picked up. Not a lot, but hey, not gonna say it wasn't worth my while. All right, so here we go. Newsstand copy, Thundercats #1. So yeah, scored this for $30. That sucked. All right, so needless the screw up there. We'll just cut that out. Okay, next book. Masters of the Universe. Anybody viewing this saw the new trailer for the movie? It doesn't look bad, right? I don't know. Not that the original He-Man movie was Masters of the Universe movie was awesome. Anyway, I don't know. You never got really into He-Man. I was a GI Joe kid. Even Transformers a little bit later. Thundercats is definitely later for me. So yeah, I was born in '73. So some of this, you know, I missed out for me. But anyway, yeah, this is the '82 series, the DC one. Score that. Nice copy for $20. All right. Sticking with the He-Man. This is the Marvel, when they moved over to Marvel. He-Man moved over to Marvel from '86 to Star Comics. Has some water damage down here. Not a bad copy. He's got some spine ticks, blah blah. But price was right. I think I got this for $25, not 35. So that was cool. Spider-Gwen. I think there was an announcement not too long ago on Spider-Gwen. So pretty much moved all these a couple years ago. So good to have those number one back. The biggest one I got, and I saw this originally, and I'm like, no. Let me look around just in case there's something else here. I don't know if I want to drop the money on this, but here we go. Super Mario. I forgot this was like one of the first, I believe, Valiant comics. This is from 1990. Um, nice shape. First time I ever owned this book. I'm not like a video game guy. I was a arcade and pinball kid, man. Atari 2600, and the Sega Genesis was kind of. I didn't even really have. I didn't even have a Nintendo system. I never gamed, but yeah, this is the first book, comic um, adaptations of the Nintendo characters. So I know this goes for a pretty decent amount. I forgot, what did he have on this? 70, $80, something like that. I'm like, hey, would you do 50? And he's like, yeah. So cool, got that for $50. The next ones, this was from a different dealer. Black Hole, great indie book. Whoops. This book. Hey, you like this book before it gets busted up? Yeah, 7-0, third appearance of the Lizard. Another one I cleaned and pressed a couple of years back, when I was still getting into it. But yeah, before I knock into it and break it or something, thought I show that one off. Not a big key, but hey, to have a Silver Age book 7-0 that I cleaned and pressed, for when I'm just started, I just started maybe a year or two ago. So Black Hole. Anyway, let's get to these. There was talk of doing this. I think I don't know if something in production for it. Maybe a TV show. That'd be cool. This is pretty twisted. I had a copy of number one, and it was kind of rough shape from reading it, so I picked up another one. What did I think? I think these are the first four issues I grabbed. These were $5 each. I think he gave me a little bit off. Like I said, this was a different seller, so yeah, I was happy to grab those. So if there's a show that comes out of it, cool. If not, no big deal. I'll probably read them. I think what was this? Charles Burns. I forgot who did. Who wrote and drew this? I think it was. Let's see. Yeah, Charles Burns. I was right. Another fucked up one he did was 8 Ball. If you ever see that one, if you like really out there, almost like body. This is almost like a body horror, Cronenberg-esque story. So yeah, check out Charles Burns indie books. Definitely creepy. All right, so left there. This was all on the same day. Drove to Torrington, Connecticut. The Market Street Creatives. Cool spot. Never been here. They were having a mini con. First time local indie artist was putting this on. And Ryan G. Browne was going to be there, and we all know how hot and dork, dork, I don't, comic is, right? For Image. And I actually had a Battle Beast Blink variant that I was like, you know what? Ryan had signed before, but I was like, if it's not too busy, I'm gonna see if I could get a sketch. In on the flyer itself, it said, yeah, they're gonna have a local artist, and there was gonna be a guy selling back issues. The place itself seemed pretty cool, and the flyer description, again, an old factory, um, or school building. I'm not too sure what it was at the back then. Back before, seemed to me to be old factory. Warehouse thing. So the con was set up in the back of this building, and basically it was very cool, very cool. There was vendor spots. Now this wasn't the comic thing. This was people pay money to have shops in here. It's like a flea market, marketplace. All kinds of stuff from food items to arts and crafts. I got very cool. I'll show a picture of it. Very cool 8-track, original 8-track Black Sabbath 8-track. um, was it Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, I believe? It was made into a clock. I'll show a picture. Yeah, it was very cool. So, anyway, set up in the back area of the second floor of this of Market Street Creatives was the Minicon, and got in there, and I think it was started at 11. Got there maybe quarter after, not too long after his setup, and as soon as I got in there, I saw Ryan, and got to talking with him. Super cool dude, super cool dude. So I'm asking, and I'm like, I mentioned the Battle Beast off. He's like, yeah, just leave it here, walk around for give me a couple of minutes. We worked out a price, and I'm like, look, here's what I want. I want a headshot of Battle Beast with his helmet, but not Battle Beast himself. I want Battle Beast to be Beast from the X-Men. He's like, oh yeah, cool, awesome. So bang, work that out. So then I'm like, hey, do you have that variant cover you did for Dork? He's like, I do. I have a few. Because I literally got them off my doorstep last night. So I was like, all right, I want one. He's like, yeah. So bang, there we go. Number one, second print, and Ryan hooked up the signature too. So happy to have that. I mean, these I Ryan was really gracious. I mean, at that point, I think this book was $200 or something, and I for $50, and he signed it. I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. Very cool, very cool. Thanks. So I left the Battle Beast with him, the variant, the blank variant, and I walked around the show. Here's some pictures. Show some pictures. The guy that was doing the show, his name was Tom Ryan. I picked up Thundercats book cover he did. I think he did the interiors too. He signed it. This is from 2023. Yeah, cool guy. This is the gentleman that put on the show. Nice cover. It was $5. I was like, yeah, let me grab this. So I grabbed that from him. Did a little bit more cruising around the the little setup, little con in there. Nothing for the guy that was selling back issues. Not that it's just, yeah, nothing jumped out at me. Prices were pretty decent. So ducked out of there, walked more around the the Market Street building. I would go back. Very cool. Like I said, I got that Black Sabbath. There's some other cool stuff. Uh, Made my way back into the little room where Minicon was, and I'm like, hey, Rye, you all set? Is that finished? Or he's like, yep. And there we are. Yeah, very, very happy with that. That came out so fucking cool. I'm not really a sketch autograph guy, but um, I don't know. It got bitten by the bug. Started comic Terrificon, like a year ago. A lot of this I'm not holding on to, but this I might. It's very cool. So this is you got Ryan's autograph on here, Jonathan Uribe, and I don't know if anybody else recognizes this one here. I have no idea who it is, and Ryan didn't either. He was stumped. So anybody has an idea, leave in the comments. I bought this book off a dealer for a very, very good price last spring, already with the signed with the autograph. So yeah, that was a cool pickup. But that beast, man, here's one more look at it, and I believe Invincible new season. What's it? Season 4 is already on. So I moved some. I know it must be because I moved some Invincible books. I will have some Invincible #1 reprints that just dropped, that just came out. There's a Comic Tom one I have, and I've got the other one. These are already sold out. They were only 1,500 made of each of these variants I have that reprints issue #1. I'm not, prices are ridiculous for them already. I'm being fair about them. I will have 2 different variant Invincible covers, #1 reprints, at the ShoreCon. So come find me. Okay, last stop, and that was the shops at New Hartford, and in particular. Oh, you know what? Bang! There you go. There's one of them. Marco Mastriazzo cover, 2026, 1,500 copies. Reprints, Invincible #1 from 2002. So there you go. That's one of the reprints. Okay, the shops, New Hartford. Again, really awesome. This is more of an artist building. I wish I stayed around and looked more at the artwork that was for sale. But I was there for a comic show, another comic show, and shout out to Pop's Garage. That's where I went. That was a vendor there. He was having a sale on his comics and toys. I think what was it? Buy 2 get 1 free on the comics. Basically, what it boiled down to, 30% off of each comic. And he had big keys. He had dollar books. He had cheap graphic novels. Really cool dude. Really cool guy. I'm glad I went. Got there as soon as he set up. Was there for a while talking to him and another gentleman that was buying. So what did I get? All right. Boom. First Robotech, 1984. This movie's happening. As far 2 years ago it was. It was the guy that directed the Hawkeye, I believe, what TV show. So see what happens. But I got this for $40. It's a nice copy. Again, you know, the easy to work with, negotiate prices there. So yeah, I hope he continues to have some sales. I think he says he sets up out of in his own driveway, in the summer with a tag sale. So um, very cool guy. Now I only got three comics, but they're pretty. That's a big one, and the next one's a pretty bigger one. Bigger one too. Not nothing fucking gigantically huge, but yeah, they're key books. Boom. First Ben Riley, Scarlet Spider, newsstand. Yeah, pretty good shape. $45. I was like, yeah, okay. Like I said, these were higher ticketed than what I actually paid. But with the 30% and even taking a little bit more off, because like you said, he goes, hey, if my prices are off, look them up and we'll talk. I was like, that's how I operate, man. Definitely cool. All right, so the last book here, and this is again from Pop's Garage. The shop's at New Hartford. I think is man. I hope I'm not fucking up. I think was it Bob? Shout out to Bob if that if that was you, man. I totally forgot your name, but I know I'll see you at the show. So the ShoreCon. Okay, last one here. Street Fighter. Really nice copy. I had the gold lettering one. This is just the white here, regular edition. $15. I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion maybe that movie is going to do pretty well. So there we have it. February, yeah, February was good, very good, and not a like huge, um, um, amount of books, but quality. Some good stuff. Some of this I'll have for sale at the ShoreCon. You already saw some stuff was ticketed already. So yeah, that's it. We'll see what March brings. Uh, I think mainly the March comic book video will probably be footage of the ShoreCon I'm selling at. Maybe I'll go live. We'll see. But yeah, stop on by. Stop on by. See that video I put up for Missing Girl comic book? I'm gonna have some there. I'm gonna have about 10 or 10. Yeah, about 10. And I'm gonna have some that are signed. There's only 100 of these made. I'll link. You can check that video out. At the end here, I'll add those in. Missing Girl, Phil Swanson. If you guys are metalheads, you probably know Phil from Vestal Claret. Hour 13 Summerlands. Check it out. Check it out. Adults only. Adults only. All right. See ya.